Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. If you're just arriving, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. We're here with a special offer from Haroldo's Caravan. You can secure your spot at Mengau's games with Haroldo's Caravan. Find the caravan now. Get your Maracanã ticket and travel with Flamengo for Libertadores, Recopa, and Supercopa in Brasilia. All with Haroldo's Caravan and top service. Man, so we have a lot of information to bring you here. I'm going to get straight to the point. No beating around the bush. We're really reducing the number of sponsors here. Obviously, new sponsors will come in as well and all that. Right now, we don't have a betting sponsor. We're taking some time so we can choose calmly and see what we're going to do. But anyway, I'm really happy to have fewer sponsors because the fewer sponsors we have, the more news we can bring. I know the problem is that it's necessary, right? It's necessary, we need it. I count on everyone's understanding, but it's really important that you share. Always like our video, post it in your groups, and comment. You help a lot. Our work is really helped by you. But I know how it is. I know that sometimes people, but we try to explain that the sponsor comes to help our work, right? It's very important, but right now we even have fewer sponsors. I just want to thank Mais Cabello as well, always there in the pinned comment, IP Florida, and also the people who are with us. Also from Vivi Homes in Orlando, if you want to dollarize your assets or own a house in the United States, contact Vivi. Well, let's go. Paquetá went to Esses training center. The paparazzo is going to get in trouble. I'll talk to you guys, okay? We also have Flamengo here. According to information, if they're willing to increase the amount, we also have the report here on whether or not the offer for Lucas Paquetá has already been put on the table, Andriu, and whether or not he's going to play against Vasco. We also have this information to share with you. Flamengo is holding up an important deal, and we're bringing that information to you as well, okay? So right off the bat, we're here to talk about this situation involving Lucas Paquetá, okay? Midfielder Lucas Paquetá went to West Ham's training center this Tuesday, but he didn't train with the squad. That's information from Pablo Rafael Rua, who's been keeping himself very well informed about all of this and so on. So, the Brazilian player had another conversation with coach Nuno Espirito Santo and left the place shortly after. He went to the training center, right? He went to the training center and once there talked to the coach, but he didn't train, okay? It's worth remembering that Paquetá has already made it clear to the management that he doesn't intend to play for West Ham anymore, okay? Even TNT Sports, everyone has already reported this. I spoke with a Flamengo management source since Mauro Cesar Pereira and others had the info. We learned Flamengo would make the offer early in the week, right? And today is Tuesday. Now here in Brazil, it's almost 4 in the afternoon. When you're watching this video here, it's a little after we prepared everything and all to release the video. So late afternoon, right? Late afternoon or maybe a little earlier. I don't know what time it's going to air, but we already knew that Flamengo was going to make this offer at the beginning of the week. And this source connected to the board told us that no, Flamengo still hasn't made the offer, hasn't presented the official offer to West Ham. They were waiting for BAP to arrive to settle everything, and that Flamengo hasn't made this official offer for Paquetá to West Ham, okay? We also had ESPN and UOL reporting that Flamengo agreed to pay around 45 million euros for Lucas Paquetá, the amount requested by West Ham. To release the midfielder, the negotiation has advanced financially, but it still hits a decisive point, the timing of the player's release. So UOL and ESPN are saying that Flamengo agreed to pay what West Ham is asking for, 45 million euros. I don't have that information myself. Flamengo says they haven't made the offer yet. A source close to Flamengo's board says they haven't made the offer yet, that the offer is about to be made, but it hasn't been made yet. The deal is really moving forward in the talks, and the negotiation has apparently advanced on the financial side, so that's why you might be talking to reach an understanding. But according to UOL and ESPN, there's still a decisive sticking point, which is the timing of the player's release. Raiza talked about it on Placar. We were live just now that for Flamengo to release the player, it would only be at the end of the transfer window, meaning until March. Flamengo doesn't want the player to arrive only in the middle of the season, at the end of their season, and in the middle of ours. Flamengo wants him now, but is willing to let him stay there a bit longer to play more. Flamengo wanted a lower price, according to Raiza, so if he joined at the end of the transfer window, they would have to reduce it. The English club plans to release Paquetá mid-year, but Flamengo is working behind the scenes to bring him in sooner and have the youngster earlier. The deadlock is the main barrier to closing the deal. Paquetá is still expected to report as usual in the next few days. We also don't know yet if he will train or not, but today he was there, talked to the coach, and didn't train, according to Pablo Rafael Rua. So we're here recording. I'm here recording my video. Now you're talking to me. The admin of the Planeta do Flamengo page talking to us said that Pablo Rafael, a journalist he trusts a lot, also said that nothing has been sent yet. That was the information I received. I'm telling you right now, you can even confirm that we have this information. Here's the thing. The official offer was expected to be made at the beginning of the week, but Flamengo, with BAP's arrival, had new talks, rounds of conversations with West Ham. And Flamengo should be finalizing this official offer as soon as possible. I haven't published any of this. Do you know how it is? Fans on X and Insta talk, but he stopped coming and Flamengo hasn't posted about him. Boto said at the press conference, guys, it's something that's not simple. And what I get is that what's really holding things up is the question of when he'll be released. So we have this information here that we're bringing to you. Regarding Lucas, Paquetá, and Flamengo, it's not a simple deal. That's why the fans need to stay calm, because things are proceeding the right way. The guy showed up to practice today but didn't train. Talking about the goalkeeper Andriu, who a lot of people wanted to see, we even said it would be good if he appeared in the Boletim Informativo Diario and played in the match against Vasco, because he had been playing for Gil Vicente. It would be interesting for Andriu to play specifically against Vasco. The goalkeeper doesn't have a chance to make his debut against Vasco this Wednesday. Journalist Rodrigo Lima from Coluna do Fla reports the goalkeeper's paperwork arrived only Tuesday. With a municipal holiday in Rio de Janeiro, the federation is closed. This way, Flamengo won't have enough time to register Andriu before this Wednesday's derby. Information from Rodrigo Lima. We're giving credit here because since it's really a holiday, there's no way for us to register, to have the player registered. It really is a holiday. In Rio de Janeiro, this information is accurate. The tendency is that Leo Nanetti will continue defending the red and black goal. He is competing for the position with Pedro Batista. Diogo Alves and Agustin Rossi could also be included, but it's less likely. I would go with Diogo Alves. Andriu can't, so I would go with Diogo Alves. Nothing against Leo Nanetti, but Flamengo needs a bit more experience right now. By the way, Flamengo released ticket sales information for the derby against Fluminense on Sunday. That's the other game. As Fluminense is the home team, Flamengo club members get only one ticket at a 50% discount no matter their membership plan. So general public 156, main member 50. Upper East mixed 126.60, main member 60. Remember, it's one per cadastro de pessoas físicas with a discount and so on. So we're bringing this information to you. Also bringing you this information, man. This one is really important for us to share. Regarding President Luiz Eduardo Baptista, BAP, an important decision that BAP made. Deal stalled. Flamengo's board is holding back the agreement in Libra and is demanding a new adjustment after Remo's promotion. Flamengo has come into conflict with Libra again. Their television share for the 2026 Brasileirão will decrease due to Remo's promotion to Serie A, raising the number of clubs without an adjustment. In the contract, worth 1.17 billion, The club formally demanded an increase to 1.3 billion with inflation adjustment, and they refused to sign the addendum. In 2025, Flamengo won the legal dispute against the league over cuts in the share, and now the deadlock is renewed. There's a new deadlock between Flamengo and Libra, okay? I'll try to get more info for you. Flamengo, Libra, Remo, see if there's any other extra information for us so we can really understand what's going on. We're going to talk about Flamengo's sponsorship issue. It's huge. It's important to bring it up here. Flamengo surpassing their rivals. So here it is. Look, Flamengo got upset over a contract breach and is demanding action from Libra. The information is correct. Even Libra teams like Flamengo will be affected by the Brazilian Championship television contract agreement. Look, BAP was clever, right? UOL reported that the agreement made by Libra regarding the television share will not have any adjustments. With that, Flamengo demanded that Libra solve the issue because of the contract failure. That's right, Flamengo, isn't it? The Rubro-Negro sent letters urging the organization to resolve the situation. But the situation doesn't seem very encouraging, neither for Flamengo nor for the other clubs. Yeah, the flaw in the contract is very clear. The Libra agreement foresees an 11% reduction in case one of the teams in the group is relegated. However, there's no clause regarding a team reaching the top tier of football, which is exactly the case with Remo, right? So that's a contract issue, isn't it? Each team will get a smaller share in this edition of the Brazilian Championship, according to my journalist. The gross amount is 1.17 billion already with the discount, and Flamengo is demanding that it go up to 1.3 billion. Like we mentioned here, yeah. After sending letters, Flamengo hired the executive from Libra. Silvio Matos contacted him. Initially, he said he was negotiating with Globo, but later called the situation complicated. The issue remains unresolved. That's why Flamengo broadcasts games abroad and refused to negotiate. Institutional directors Julio Casares, São Paulo, and André Rocha, Red Bull Bragantino, were contacted but didn't respond. Casares was impeached at São Paulo, so what's next for him? So, is Flamengo demanding this adjustment? It's a situation that we know is still going to cause a lot of trouble, right? Especially regarding the values of the pound. And now bringing you some important information regarding Flamengo's main sponsorship deal. Look, it's still ongoing, okay? Nothing has changed. It's still the same. The only difference is that they're going to pay more. Banco de Brasilia is still sponsoring Flamengo, and it's the biggest sponsorship in Brazil, in the Americas. Omoplata is the largest Omoplata sponsor in the Americas. Flamengo holds the largest master and Omoplata sponsorships in the Americas. Flamengo's sponsorship now exceeds most clubs' master sponsorships. In the middle of the confusion, right? Yeah, there, with Banco de Brasilia's partner banks, there was a lot of talk that Banco de Brasilia wouldn't renew, that they were having financial problems, that it wouldn't work out, but they renewed. At least they're renewing. According to the Lauro Jardim blog, right? From the newspaper OGLOBO, look at that. So, he mentioned that the bank has a contract with the Red-Black team until April and brings the club an annual amount of 40 million. The new contract is valid for 3 more years and will generate 150 million or 50 million annually. An increase of 30 million in the total contract and 10 million per year. It's a sponsorship. Master on the Omoplata. 50 million reais per year. While many Serie A clubs have 35-30-25 on the master, Flamengo has double that on the Omoplata. My friend, it's a joke. It's a joke. So, Flamengo has, according to Lauro Jardim from GLOBO, moved forward with the contract renewal of the sponsorship agreement with Banco de Brasilia. And it's even richer. Flamengo gets much richer. It leaves the other clubs desperate. That's some impossible, very important information, you see? According to journalist Valentim Forlan from UOL, Flamengo has not yet made an official offer for Marcos Antônio from São Paulo. São Paulo insists they'll only negotiate the midfielder if they get an irresistible offer. According to the Bastidores Fla page, Flamengo already has an agreement with Marcos Antônio, an agreement between the club and the player, and it depends on reaching a deal with São Paulo. After Casares was impeached, management changed. They have a chance to negotiate Marcos Antonio, but they want an amount that would be considered irresistible. And then the wingback would also be in a situation of a possible loan to São Paulo. But it's not a trade. I'll say it again. Is that right? I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications and the bell, and leave a cool like on the video. Hey, I'm Negros with Flamengo. Big hug. Thanks. I'm out.